I found out my family has a group chat without me and it's not what I expected. I'm a 29-year-old guy, the middle child sandwiched between two sisters, Emily, 34 and Sophie, 25. If you'd asked me a few weeks ago, I'd have told you we're a pretty close-knit family. We're not perfect, but we've always been there for each other. At least that's what I thought. Lately though, things have felt off. It started with small stuff, like not being in on jokes during family dinners. Emily and Sophie would be laughing about something and when I'd ask they'd just say, "Oh, it's nothing," or change the topic. I shrugged it off at first. I've been busy with work and I figured I was just missing out on group chats or quick catch-ups. But then, it started happening more often. I'd find out about family plans at the last minute, where Emily would reference something I had no clue about. It was like there was this invisible thread connecting everyone except me. The first real sign that something was up happened at a family barbecue. We were all hanging out in the backyard and Sophie was showing Emily something on her phone. They were giggling like kids and I asked what was so funny. As soon as I spoke up, the laughter died. They exchanged this weird look before Sophie stuffed her phone in her pocket and said, "Oh, it's nothing important." It was awkward. I tried to laugh it off, but I couldn't shake the feeling that they were hiding something. The weirdness hit a new level last weekend. I was at my parents' house helping my mom with her laptop. She's terrible with tech, so I'm the unofficial guy of the family. While I was sorting out her email, her phone buzzed on the table. I didn't mean to look, but the screen lit up and I caught a glimpse of a notification. The family chat. The message preview was from Emily. "Just don't mention it in front of him today." My stomach dropped. The family chat? What the hell? I thought I was in the only family chat we had. You know, the one with the usual boring stuff, grocery lists, reminders, the occasional meme, but this wasn't that chat. This was something else, something I wasn't a part of. I didn't say anything to my mom. I just handed her back the laptop and made up an excuse to leave. On the drive home, I kept replaying that message in my head. Just don't mention it in front of him today. What were they hiding from me? Was it something about me? Did I do something to upset them? I decided not to confront anyone right away. Instead, I started paying closer attention. I remembered a few months ago when plans for a family trip got changed last minute. At the time, they said it was because of Emily's work schedule, but now I wasn't so sure. And then there were the inside jokes I didn't get, the side conversations that ended as soon as I walked into the room. I pulled up my own phone and scrolled through our family chat. It was exactly what I remembered, dry basic stuff. Nothing like the message I saw on my mom's phone. There were no discussions, no jokes, no plans being made. Just logistical messages like who's bringing dessert on Sunday? It felt like a placeholder chat, something to keep me from noticing there was another more active one. I couldn't keep this to myself any longer, so I called my best friend, Jason. We've been friends since college and he's usually good at talking me down when I start spiraling. I told him everything, the weird looks, the secret chat, the message I saw. Jason joked that maybe they were planning a surprise party for me or something, but even he didn't sound convinced. He told me to just ask them about it directly, but I wasn't ready for that yet. If it wasn't something innocent, I didn't want to look paranoid or crazy. So I decided to test the waters a bit. The next time I saw Sophie, I casually asked if there were any new group chats I'd missed out on. She got this deer in the headlights look before quickly saying no, just the usual one. Her answer was too quick, too rehearsed. It confirmed what I already suspected. She was lying. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the possible reasons for the secret chat. Had I done something to upset them? Were they talking about me behind my back? I grabbed my phone and did what any sane person does at 3 a.m. I went on Reddit. I searched for family secret chat and was surprised to find a bunch of posts from people who'd been in similar situations. Some found out their family was planning a surprise, but others discovered much worse. My anxiety skyrocketed reading those threads. The idea that my family might be hiding something serious from me kept me up all night. The next day, I tried asking Emily a similar question just to see if I could get a different answer. She played it cool, saying there's only one family chat, but I noticed she wouldn't look me in the eye. It felt like she was deflecting, trying to steer the conversation back to work or something else. I left the conversation more convinced than ever that something was going on. I knew I couldn't keep tiptoeing around this forever. I was either going to drive myself crazy with overthinking or I was going to have to confront them. But I wasn't ready yet. I needed more information. I decided then that I was going to get to the bottom of it, even if it meant having an uncomfortable conversation with everyone. I've always trusted my family, but now I'm starting to wonder if I've been naive. Either way, I'm going to find out what's really going on and I'm not stopping until I get answers. Update 1. The next Sunday, we had a family dinner at Emily's place. It was one of those regular get-togethers we've been doing for years. Everyone brings a dish. We sit around the table and catch up. I figured it was the perfect time to test the waters. I wanted to see if I could get any of them to slip up without making it too obvious that I was digging. We were in the middle of dinner, talking about random stuff like Sophie's new job and the latest movie Emily watched. I casually mentioned how I had to mute a few group chats on my phone because they kept blowing up during work. I made a joke about it, pretending it was no big deal. I noticed it immediately, the slight pause. Sophie glanced quickly at Emily, who didn't look up from her plate. I felt a rush of adrenaline. I wasn't imagining things. There was something they weren't telling me. After a moment, I went for it. "Hey, are there any group chats I'm not in?" I asked, keeping my voice light. It was almost like I was joking, but not really. The room went silent for a beat too long. Sophie gave this nervous laugh and started talking about dessert, like I hadn't just asked a direct question. My mom got up to clear the dishes moving quickly, while my dad seemed completely oblivious, focusing on the last of his mashed potatoes. Emily though, she didn't look up. Just asked me about work instead, like she was trying to steer the conversation away. It was too obvious. I couldn't believe they were being this blatant about it. I leaned back in my chair and said, I know there's another family chat. I saw a notification on Mom's phone last week. That got their attention. Emily finally looked up, her face tightening. She didn't even try to hide her annoyance. My mom turned around from the sink looking guilty as hell while Sophie's smile dropped. My dad still had no idea what was going on.